Welcome to the Receiving Tool training video. This tool was designed to give leaders in the company better visibility to how many pallets of product we have staged at each warehouse, which in turn will allow leaders to make better decisions regarding distribution of product throughout the company. In this video, we will discuss the functions of the receiving tool and the standards for ensuring we are completing the process correctly. The first step in the process is to log into Cargo, select Operations, and then select Receiving. From here, you will need to enter a load ID, which you should get from your area manager. You will have two options, palletize or direct to processing. First, we will discuss the palletize feature. This should be used specifically when you have pallets of product that you are unloading from a trailer that you would need to place in a staging zone for any length of time, or if you are creating pallets from a floor-loaded trailer that will then be placed in a staging zone prior to going to a processing station. While the term we are using for a group of items is a pallet, we should be using this feature for any group of items that we are staging regardless of what type of container it is in. For example, a speed pack with items or a refrigerator on a single dolly would still be considered a pallet in this scenario. To create a pallet, you will select the palletize option, enter in your best estimate for the number of items that are on the pallet, and then hit the Create Pallet button. If you built the pallet yourself, you should be counting the number of items on that pallet and then enter that into your scanner. If you're taking a Gaylord or pre-built pallet off of the trailer, then use your best judgment to estimate the number of items in that container and enter it in your scanner. Once you have created the pallet, you'll see a number in the top left corner of your scanner indicating what number pallet this is for that load, the date it was created, and a QR code in the middle of your screen. Next, you will take your scanner to the nearby Print-to-Scan mobile station and scan the QR code on your device. This will generate a label that includes the pallet number, item count, program the load is from, and the date. You must print two labels for each pallet. The first should be peeled partially off the label backing and pressed flush with that pallet so that it can be easily removed once it is brought to a processing station. The material handler uses this sticker to scan the pallet to the staging zone, and they will also place it in the label sleeve at the end of the conveyor when bringing the pallet to a processor. The second printed label should also be half peeled and goes on the top item on the pallet, which should be the first item unloaded at the processing station. This is the sticker the processor will use to enter the new pallet ID and should be half peeled as well so it can be easily removed from the item once the processor receives it. As a best practice, you should complete the entire process of creating a pallet, entering the count, and generating the labels and placing them on the pallet and item before moving on to creating a new pallet. This one-piece flow method will give you the best chance to maintain quality and accuracy. Once that is complete, you will need to take the pallet to the zone that you will be staging it in. Zones are the physical areas in the warehouse where the pallets will be staged until they're ready to be processed. Common zones in each warehouse would include areas like the inbound dock, 5S staging lanes, and more. Scan the barcode for the zone that you will be staging the pallet in, which will locate the pallet to that zone virtually. Hit the Go Back to Pallet Creation button to begin creating the next pallet that you will be staging. When the trailer is completely empty, hit the No More Pallets button, then click the X next to the load ID to close out the load. From here, you can begin unloading a new trailer. Next, we will discuss the Direct to Processing feature. This feature should be utilized when we're taking product directly from a trailer to a processing station to be processed immediately. After entering a load ID, click the Direct to Processing button and then hit the Start Unload button. You will see a progress bar and a QR code. First, we will discuss the QR code. This code will allow you to print load ID labels. You will need to print two labels for each processor that you will be providing product to. The first should be half peeled from the label backing and placed on the first item that the processor will be receiving. This indicates to the processor that the load ID needs to be changed when it comes to their station. The second will not be peeled from the label backing at all and will be placed inside a label sleeve at the end of the conveyor. This is to keep you, the material handler, aware of which load ID we are working on so you can communicate it down the processing line as well. There is a field underneath the QR code that lets you adjust how many labels you will print at once. For example, if you have 10 processors that you need to provide labels to, and you must print 2 labels per processor, Then you can enter the number 20 into the label generation field, and when you scan the QR code, it will automatically print all 20 labels at once. Print the labels, place them on the items going to the processors and in the label sleeves, and you can move on to the next steps in the process. Next, we will discuss the progress bar. This progress bar can be moved in 25% increments. As the trailer empties out, you should slide the progress bar each time you have unloaded another 25% of the trailer. Slide the bar and then hit Submit Progress to record the new percentage of the trailer that has been unloaded. We do this so that we can gather data on how long it takes to empty the trailer, which is information that will be utilized to help us determine how many trailers per day can be cycled at a facility. When you submit progress for a trailer that is 100% empty, you will receive a prompt asking if you would like to complete the unload. Select Yes, then click the X next to the load ID to close out the load. The last feature we will discuss is the Move Pallets feature. This is a secondary tool in Cargo that complements the receiving tool and allows you to take an already created pallet and scan it to a staging location. You will log into Cargo, select Operations, and then select Move Pallets. You will be prompted to scan the pallet label and then scan the zone you are moving the pallet to. Complete these scans, move the pallet physically to its new location, and the process is complete. Utilization of the receiving tool is critical to bring better visibility to our inventory backlogs. This will allow leaders to make data-driven decisions when determining where to allocate product throughout the company. This tool must always be used to help us maintain an accurate record of our inventory, which will allow company leaders to make operations smoother and prevent us from flooding any building with too much product. This concludes the receiving tool training video.